What do you guys think about Khamzat and Strickland?
I know they say that Khamzat submitted him, and everybody's saying how underrated his grappling is, the guys that are working with him. He's durable.
He's so hard to hit, man. He's got a weird style. And his jab is on point. He just up with Alex. You just can't make any mistakes with Alex.
Who made Khamzat look human? Gilbert Burns, Kamaru Usman, Sean. If there's any bit of blood in the water, he's finisher.
Khamzat, let me ask you, you might have saw Sean Strickland this week. He had a few things to say. He said that you're terrible for the division and he's the only guy out there to beat you. What do you say to that?
What should I say? This guy always talks on my show.
You guys trained together and you choked him out a few times, right?
We did spar a lot before, but that's why he's so mad.
Fair enough.
The lineup, and then we'll focus on one in particular. Here's the lineup. Take me through it here, Andy. Here we go. The big one was Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland. That's the main event for UFC 328, Newark, New Jersey, May 9th, middleweight title fight. We're going to come back to this one, but the rest of the fights that he announced a whole bunch of them. Aljamain Sterling against Yusuf Zalal, main event, April 25th at the Meta Apex. Very important fight in the 145-pound division. Beneil Dariush is going to fight Quillan Salkiel.
Dana White just stunned the MMA community with a massive announcement, but it's completely different from what the speculation suggested about Khamzat Chimaev's career. Instead of retirement whispers, we got the earth-shattering confirmation of Chimaev's middleweight title fight against Sean Strickland at UFC 328. This represents the opposite of a fighter stepping away from competition. This is a predator positioning himself for championship gold. White's official announcement effectively silences all the rumors, gossip, and wild theories while demonstrating unequivocally that Chimaev isn't going anywhere. He's preparing to conquer the entire division. This matchup delivers a seismic shift to the middleweight landscape and proves definitively that Chimaev's championship pursuit is accelerating, demanding everyone's complete attention.
Right, GC, your reaction when you saw these? Did you have the memes popping? Were you excited? Like, what were you feeling?
The main event for UFC 328 is the one that I was looking forward to most. It's nice to hear Bilal Muhammad's back, fighting an up-and-coming contender in Bonfim, but he's at the Apex. This time last year, he was the champion of the world, and now he's fighting contenders at the Apex. A lot of these I feel like we knew about. The Dariush Salkild is exciting. Salkild continues to get opportunities. Yeah, it was a fine amount of announcements. It's nice to get the calendar filled out all the way up until the White House. But yeah, it's that UFC 328. That was the crown jewel of those announcements.
I remember joining
the UFC 328 main event between Chimaev and Strickland stands as the absolute centerpiece of the promotion's latest fight announcements, capturing all the spotlight among numerous compelling matchups across different weight classes. This isn't simply another bout to complete a pay-per-view lineup. It's being recognized by industry experts, journalists, and fans as the premier attraction that elevates the entire card. The anticipation surrounding this confrontation is astronomical, perfectly demonstrating why Chimaev remains at the forefront of the sport's most significant battles rather than contemplating any exit strategy. His placement in this career-defining opportunity establishes him as an unmissable force in the UFC, someone who generates the type of legacy-building encounters that fighters dream about. This represents the caliber of fight that launches superstars into legendary status, not the kind that concludes careers.
I'll be the first to say I flip-flopped. When I looked at the UFC and when I looked at them needing a bit of a jolt, them needing some excitement, you just can't compare. Now, I'll be 1,000% honest. If we're going off of merit, and yes, I know that Strickland beat Imavov a few years ago at 205, and it was a short notice fight for Sean Strickland. If we're going off of merit since then, Imavov has the better resume. Strickland has had multiple opportunities to fight for the belt. He was, of course, champion. He had an opportunity to win the belt back last February. Now he's getting another chance. He's pretty much had a title fight, non-title fight, title fight, non-title fight. He's lost the title fights. He's won the in-betweeners to get back into the picture. If we're going off of merit, it's Imavov. The bigger fight times a million.
The primary controversy surrounding this booking centers on the eternal conflict between sporting merit and commercial appeal that defines modern combat sports. Many observers, including the commentator, have wavered on who legitimately earned the title opportunity from a purely competitive standpoint. While traditional merit might favor Imavov based on his superior recent victories and strength of schedule, the UFC prioritized the massive box office attraction instead. Strickland's former champion status, unpredictable personality, and recent performances that maintained his relevance provide the electric excitement the promotion demands. This decision signals clearly that Chimaev's championship path relies not exclusively on conventional rankings, but on his capacity to create the most impactful, revenue-generating spectacles for the organization. It demonstrates White's strategic preference for the lucrative fight over the most traditionally deserved one, keeping Chimaev positioned exactly where the promotion wants him.
Khamzat versus Strickland. It's going to be absolutely insane. You've got one guy who's completely like unhinged and unfiltered, who doesn't shy away from saying anything, as non-PC as it may be, against another guy who may not be unhinged and unfiltered as far as like the gift of gab is concerned, but certainly we know like doesn't mind getting into it. And this guy's saying a lot of personal things about this guy, and this guy has a short fuse. It's going to be absolute bananas. I think that from a blockbuster, needing viewership, trying to get people...
This matchup represents far more than a contest between skilled mixed martial artists. It's a collision of explosive personalities and completely unfiltered individuals. Chimaev brings his suffocating wrestling, relentless aggression, and inflammatory trash talk against Strickland, arguably the most unpredictable and brutally honest fighter on the entire UFC roster. The potential for absolute chaos, viral moments, and controversy before, during, and after the fight is completely off the charts. Both fighters speak without filters, thrive on confrontation, and feed off drama, creating a dream scenario for entertainment-hungry fans and a nightmare for UFC public relations teams managing the fallout. This clash of dominant, polarizing figures guarantees massive viewership, headlines, and drama, proving conclusively that Chimaev's retirement was never remotely possible since he's too essential for these high-stakes, personality-driven matchups that propel the sport forward.
Is to make the fights that fans want to see. This is the fight that fans want to see more. They want to see Sean Strickland rile up Khamzat Chimaev. They want to see if he can get into his head. They want to see if he can survive the wrestling attack. And then some other people want to see Khamzat Chimaev maul Sean Strickland. And so this is serving every person's interest. On merit, Nasruddin Imavov is the one who should be fighting for the title. But when is the last time the UFC applied merit to any of these title opportunities, right? Yeah. Khamzat Chimaev and Lerone Murphy are fighting this weekend.
The fundamental reality is that the UFC prioritizes creating fights that fans genuinely want to witness. Battles that generate excitement and conversation throughout the combat sports community. Everyone wants to see if Strickland can penetrate Chimaev's mental armor with psychological warfare, or if Chimaev will completely dominate the former champion from start to finish. This fight satisfies every demographic, appealing to grappling enthusiasts, striking fans, and drama lovers alike. While the debate about Imavov's merit remains valid and legitimate, the UFC's established pattern consistently shows that popularity, marketability, and spectacle frequently override strict ranking systems and traditional sporting principles. This isn't about Chimaev ending his career, it's about positioning him at the absolute center of the most fan-demanded clashes in contemporary mixed martial arts.
One of the things that the UFC is doing wrong, in my opinion, at this moment is they are not making it clear who contenders are. They are not making it clear who is going to be the #1 contender, which eliminates stakes, right? If you go into that fight and say, Sean Strickland versus Anthony Hernandez, the winner of this is fighting Khamzat Chimaev. No questions asked, the winner is fighting Khamzat Chimaev. That makes the stakes of that elevated. It makes you care more about the fight. If they went in and said Lerone Murphy versus Khamzat Chimaev is a #1 contender fight, then the winner of this fight is going to be fighting Alexander Volkanovski, you care more, right?
The UFC's strategic ambiguity around true #1 contender status represents a calculated approach that maintains maximum flexibility for exactly these situations. By avoiding explicit title eliminator designations, they eliminate clear stakes in challenger fights while preserving complete freedom to create money fights like this explosive Chimaev versus Strickland matchup. This intentional vagueness allows them to insert Strickland into the title picture over potentially more deserving contenders like Imavov, without explicitly violating a predetermined transparent system, because no such system actually exists in practice. It's a deliberate strategy that keeps absolute power in the promotion's hands, enabling them to steer toward the most profitable and entertaining matchups while securing massive career-defining opportunities for fighters like Chimaev, despite any perceived inactivity or circulating retirement speculation.
but it is also lessening the clarity, right? It is lessening why these things happen. And if you're going to live in that world and you're going to provide that, fog and that smoke screen, then it doesn't matter if Nasruddin Imavov gets screwed if you're the UFC. You want the ability to screw Nasruddin Imavov so that you can slide Sean Strickland in. And so I don't think there's anybody out there should be under the illusion that the UFC is a meritocracy anymore, that there is anything based on merit. And it's unfortunate for Nasruddin Imavov, but as a fan, if you want to see the fight that you're claiming you want to see, they have given it to you. They are giving you the one that I think more fans are interested in.
This entire situation highlights the harsh reality that the UFC no longer operates as a pure meritocracy if it ever truly did in the first place. The promotion intentionally creates confusion around contender status to maintain maximum flexibility for decisions based solely on fan interest, media buzz, and revenue generation. This means that deserving fighters like Imavov can be bypassed as an accepted consequence of the UFC's entertainment-first business model that prioritizes spectacle over traditional sporting fairness. The masses receive the fight they want to see, the matchup that sells the most pay-per-views, even when it means abandoning conventional sporting principles of clear hierarchies and earned opportunities. For Chimaev, this system ensures perpetual relevance in major high-profile fights regardless of a linear path based purely on wins and losses, continually disproving any rumors about stepping away from competition.
I didn't even see people up in arms about this anymore. We know what this is now. What generates the most interest? What is available?
Very few people actually, right? Which was a little bit
beaten into submission.
Yeah.
We know that this isn't a meritocracy anymore, and that's fine.
But why are you surprised? I really am asking this question genuinely.
I'm not surprised. I just said I'm not surprised.
Okay, because Sean Strickland is way more popular than Nasruddin Imavov. Like
that's the bottom line.
On a whole.
Bro, all the talking.
The reluctant acknowledgement that the UFC operates more as an entertainment vehicle than a traditional sport represents a difficult reality for purist fans to accept. This fundamental shift prioritizes popularity, marketability, and widespread fan interest as the absolute driving factors over pure competitive merit. Strickland's demonstrably greater social media following and headline-generating ability became the decisive factor for earning this coveted middleweight title shot against Chimaev. This underscores that Chimaev's value extends far beyond his undefeated record to include his marketability as a global star, controversial persona, willingness to engage in psychological warfare, and potential to deliver explosive moments that captivate worldwide audiences. This business-first approach ensures that proven draws like Chimaev will always be strategically positioned in high-profile pay-per-view bouts, completely removed from any premature retirement discussions.
A month ago or so, he started tweeting about fighting Sean Strickland. At that moment, I knew he had no title opportunity. When he put that out, that told me that he had no contact with the UFC. The UFC hasn't told him that he's gotten a title shot and that they're waiting to see if Sean Strickland wins. The moment he called out Sean Strickland instead of Khamzat, I knew exactly what was about to happen.
He tweeted on March 13th, which was Friday, so clearly in response to this, to those who support it's coming, the others it's coming too. So that's it.
This segment reveals a fascinating strategic game being played behind the scenes, exposing what might have been a critical error by Imavov and his team. When Imavov began publicly calling out Strickland instead of directly targeting Chimaev, it became a clear signal that he likely had no confirmed title shot waiting for him. This indicated a probable lack of concrete communication with UFC brass, suggesting he was taking a speculative route, hoping to force the promotion's hand rather than having private assurances behind closed doors. This strategic miscalculation in reading the political landscape likely contributed significantly to him being leapfrogged in favor of the more marketable Strickland. It's a harsh lesson in understanding the promotion's true intentions and successfully navigating the UFC's complex politics, reinforcing that Chimaev's fight was orchestrated to maximize fan engagement, media coverage, and revenue, rather than following a transparent contender queue based purely on victories.
Now, 5 days out from Murphy versus Evloev, have they even said that might be the easiest number one contender fight of all time?
Featherweight banger.
Yeah,
that's what we're.
But sure, they can just say it and then fucking not say it on Monday.
Well, I mean, Dana has said that too. Dana's done that.
Yeah, exactly. Just fucking do it. Just say,
Armin and Hooker fighting for the belt. Yep. Brady and Morales fighting for the belt.
So
this final point perfectly encapsulates the modern UFC's frustrating approach to title contention and divisional structure, where number one contender status means absolutely nothing when the promotion wants to pursue different directions. The promotion consistently avoids labeling fights as title eliminators or guaranteed #1 contender bouts, maintaining complete flexibility to pivot toward more marketable matchups, as demonstrated by Imavov being bypassed for Strickland to face Chimaev in this title fight. While genuinely frustrating for purist fans wanting clear sporting hierarchy, this perfectly aligns with the entertainment-first, business-driven model the UFC operates under today. For Chimaev, this reality means his championship path is forged primarily by market demand, fan interest, and star power rather than traditional rankings, ensuring he's always positioned in the biggest, most high-profile fights regardless of conventional hierarchy. This firmly buries any retirement rumors or speculation, proving he's a central figure in the UFC's future plans.